What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal information is in the link too. They asked me to put it in there, I put it in there. This video, though, is entitled Free to be a Toxic Parent. A lot of times, what we're dealing with as a society of adults to children is lack of discipline, lack of respect, lack of manners, lack of etiquette, lack of situational intelligence, lack of substance, lack of intellect. And all of this stems from one in particular thing. People who have been free to be toxic parents. And we look at toxic parenting as, it's bad if the kid's getting abused. Whether they're getting sexually abused, physically abused, or quote unquote mentally abused. That's the basis for toxic parenting, right? But we don't look at it as though it's toxic to be indifferent to your child's development. We don't look at it as toxic parenting to be indifferent to your child learning manners and respect and learning how to conduct themselves in public. We don't look at it as toxic parenting to think that bad behavior is cute until that bad behavior becomes a problem. And what happens is you have two parental generations, maybe two different generations, but more so two different parenting styles at odds with each other. A functional parenting style and a dysfunctional parenting style. And what winds up happening is, what I've seen is parents who are functional, who might have to use tactics to get discipline and respect, are demonized and villainized to the point where that's an opportunity. It's an opportunistic opportunity to cut their parenting off at the knees. But parents who are just toxic, in behavior and tutelage, they are given free reign to make as many mistakes as possible. And even if they become abusive, they get a pass. So, and they know how to utilize the opportunism of a functional parent disciplining their kids as an opportunity to throw them under the bus and try to take control. So, when I look at it, you wind up with these situations where you have parents talking to their parents, and their parents starting to understand that, you're purposely sending your kid up the river. But since you're not, abusing them sexually or physically or mentally, it's like, oh, well, I'm not really doing nothing wrong. But your kid isn't prepared for life. But since you didn't abuse them in those ways, you didn't do anything wrong. Your kid's walking around here disrespectful as all get out to everybody. But since you didn't do anything abusive, like I said before, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't teach your kid how to budget and take care of their money. But, since you didn't hurt them, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't teach your kid the importance of following a plan through till its end. And since they don't know how to do that now, and now they're on their own, you didn't hurt them, so, you didn't do anything wrong. But you were toxic. You taught them to use other people. But since you didn't teach them to hurt nobody physically, you know, using people isn't wrong for some odd reason, right? That's not a toxic behavior for some odd reason. Now, when this doesn't play out in the way that you assume, because what you figured was you was gonna coddle these kids until they was 18 and send them out to the world, but the problem became, well, they're not prepared for the world, so they're not going anywhere. And now, you know, you were free to be a toxic parent, but now you mad because you thought your time was up at 18, and now you doing this to 25, 30, right? Because you free, you know, you mad. And the reason I talk about this is because some of y'all are horrible parents on purpose because you want other people to intervene so you can pimp a relationship by using your kids' dysfunction and your dysfunctional parenting as a way to reel someone in because you're lonely and your bad parents is bait to get help. And it ain't even really help for your kid, it's help for you. Because you're free to be a toxic parent. And the irony of some of this is some of y'all people are so toxic you actually think this is going to work. Like, I'm such a bad parent, somebody's going to come along, and because they love my child, they going to love my child so much that they got to love me to take care of the child that I'm not taking care of. No, they're looking at you like you're a worthless piece of trash. Because this help that some of you people are looking for are simple things that you could do. There's simple, practical things as a parent that you could do, but you choose not to do them. And me as a human being, I'm tired of looking at you people, at people in general, being a bad parent on purpose and thinking that's funny and it's cute. I'm like, I tell my child how to twerk. Are you gonna come here and help me teach my child not to be a thot? That shit ain't cute. This is why some of y'all just nobody wants to be around you. Like, you teach your child to be a thief, and you think it's cute that, you know, oh, he gonna come in the house and he gonna teach my baby not to be a thief. Oh my God, no, you the thief though. See, if your child is that dysfunctional, that's because you're that dysfunctional. Because the behavior that your child exhibits that you don't check is behavior that is acceptable to you. So nobody is going to reward you teaching unacceptable behavior by some type of pimping it takes a village to raise a child nonsense. Because some of y'all really trying to say it takes a village to raise a child because you looking for love in the village and you still don't care about your child. So ultimately, you're free to be a toxic parent. Because even if somebody teaches your child functionality, guess what you're going to do? Until you get what you want out of the situation, you're gonna sabotage that and teach them that and reinforce the dysfunction in them again. Because you didn't get what you wanted. You didn't get a marriage proposal so you're going to teach the kid to be dysfunctional so the next one could come along. You didn't get the money that you wanted, so you're going to keep teaching the kid dysfunction until you get the money that you feel like you want. So now you free. And then somewhere along the line, you become woke or conscious. And your kid has kids, and now you don't want your kids to be, you don't want your grandkids to be what you taught your kid to be. And then the guilt comes in. And then I gotta right the ship. You better. Because because ultimately, when people try to discipline you as an adult, you said you was grown. Can't nobody tell you nothing. That's your kid. You're not gonna follow no advice. Can't nobody tell you nothing because they wasn't perfect parents. You're not gonna be a perfect parent, but it's gonna work out just fine. Then what? Because when people come for your head, then all of a sudden you want to call the police. You want to call the other family members. You want to call in the goon squad because you don't want no smoke. When people saying you sending your kid up a river and they got a problem with it. So now you run for cover. And you use every method of defense, whether it's legal or illegal, to justify your bad parenting. Because you're free to be a toxic parent. And now when these kids become, young adults, and they become parents, and some of them are so programmed they can't get out of it, and you stuck dealing with the consequences, now you want to go to church. Now you want God to intervene. Now you mad at your kids' behavior, but you taught them everything, because you were free to teach them all this dysfunction. And on the flip side of that, when some of them turn functional, and they be like, you know what? I ain't messing with you no more. And I don't want you around my kids either. Because you're nothing but a sabotage. I was doing the best that I could. Really? And this goes for both genders. All of the stuff I was talking about, really. Because some guys, let me backtrack. Because some of you guys don't want to be around your kids because you want a woman's sympathy of my baby mama is on one. Not that you really don't care about your kid, but it's just, blaming baby mama can get you more chicks. So let me just clean that part up so y'all get this goes both ways. So y'all, because you know how y'all get, y'all. But the reality is you're free to be a toxic parent. But you want to show up, to say it's not you. But it is. These kids are acting in behaviors that we have cultivated. So I'm out of here on this one. Peace.